Oh, for F's sake, man. For F's sake. Yeah. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of your Chelsea latest news. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz owns London. Kai Havertz owns London. He owns London. Absolutely smashed us a few days ago, and now he's scored a goal, which turns out to be the winning goal against Spurs. The header, bullet header as well, very good header. But we're we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to this. We're going to start things off from here, ladies and gentlemen. Latest news: Chelsea remain keen on Benjamin Šeško. They are still deciding how much they want to invest in a striker and have been tracking him in the last few years. Coming from Fabrizio Romano, Benjamin Šeško. Look, does this transfer rumor make sense? Of course, to a certain degree, it does make sense. In the likes of the fact that we need a striker. Chelsea Football Club in the upcoming summer window, undoubtedly we need a striker. So that can be ticked off. That from that perspective, it makes sense. In terms of, is this the level of striker that we need? I don't know, man. What's the difference between backing this guy or, for instance, backing Nicholas Jackson to continue in the striking position and hoping that he develops? Because Benjamin Šeško is not the finished product. We still have to hope. We still have to develop him. I'd rather go for someone like Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon, who I feel is far more rounded and who I feel is ready for the next challenge. As I've said many times, Gyökeres can play anywhere in the front three. His link up, his hold up, his mobility, his ruthlessness up front is very good. But one of the biggest problems with Gyökeres is the release clause is a lot of money. It's in excess of, I think, 80 million pounds. Now, could we potentially sell few players and make up that money? We could. But the other reasons why we're probably interested in Benjamin Šeško is the fact that his release clause is, I think, somewhere around 44 million euros or 44 million pounds, something like that. Something half the money of Gyökeres. But I don't think it's the same level of quality as per Gyökeres. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know your thoughts. I get the feeling Chelsea might go for this because it fits the model of the project, young. His salary is not going to be that much. Gyökeres' salary won't be that much either, but you're potentially going to pay him less maybe with Sesko, and his transfer value is going to be substantially lesser than Gyökeres as well. Let me know your thoughts about Benjamin Šeško. Me, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. But at the end of the day, we do need a striker. Now, I want to talk about some players, some of our current players, because I feel like the truth needs to be told. First up, ladies and gentlemen, Noni Madueke tells Chelsea TV that Thiago Silva and Pochettino said some things at halftime to get them going. Look, fantastic that we were able to change things around. Good tactical change by Mauricio Pochettino at halftime for bringing Cucurella in midfield, inverting him, which has allowed us far more dominance, but at the same time, meaningful dominance. Also allowed, Noni Madueke on that right side to go 1v1 with his opposition player. Look, first of all, what I want to say, Noni Madueke, fantastic second half. Top second half. Scores a goal, and he really took the game by the scruff of its neck and took it upon the opposition and showed immense desire to come back at 2-2 and also showed immense desire to win that game, much like all the other players as well. But the thing that I want to say, and this is where I feel like Chelsea fan base, after that performance, there are certain parts of the fan base that just went berserk about Noni Madueke, started to say, oh, now you see, what a talented player he is, this, that, the other, hyping him up again. All I'm going to say about Noni Madueke is that I think he's good enough to come off the bench. But for him to start for us on a regular basis next season, I'm not willing to take that gamble. Chelsea Football Club need better. We need to uphold a standard, ladies and gentlemen. There is still so much Noni Madueke needs to develop upon. Let's not pretend, before he scored the goal yesterday and that performance in the second half, let's not pretend he's been dropping stinkers after stinkers in recent times. Let's not pretend. But I do like his character. I do like his attitude. And I'm absolutely happy if he wants to stick around at Chelsea Football Club and come off the bench and still continue to develop. But I hate how fans just overhyping players, and this is where we get into trouble. This is where some of these players, they see these nonsense on social media and they think that this is true. No, 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 no. Lot to improve. Lot to improve on Noni Madueke and lot to improve in our wing play overall. Our wing play at Chelsea Football Club is not good enough. Besides Cole Palmer, we need to go into the market. As I said, striker. I think a winger is needed. Centre back definitely, and goalkeeper. If we can manage, I think goalkeeper is very important as well. Centre back, the fact that Thiago Silva, potentially Chalobah, probably going to leave. So let me know your thoughts about Noni Madueke, ladies and gentlemen. I just feel like great, good attitude, great comeback, good performance in the second half. Still so much to improve. Next up, this player, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to talk about this player. Another player in dire need of an ejection plan is Mykhailo Mudryk. As has been and will be said a million times, he's undoubtedly talented, but he's so raw you can feel like you've contacted E. coli just watching him. I don't even know what E. coli is. Must be some sort of a disease, but I think I understand the gist of the conversation that's been taking place here. Look, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mykhailo Mudryk. This is a player, honestly, we've got two options. Either we sell him, we're potentially going to cop a bit of a loss, or we loan him out. Chelsea Football Club is not the club to develop the basics of football for this particular player. He's been stinking up the field for many, many times this season, and even last season as well. Now I get it, why he wasn't featuring that much last season. Fully understand it. And this season, there's been glimpses of him being very good, but predominantly it's been shambolic. That shot he took yesterday outside of the box, which went to Rosette, and it went wide. Oh my God. Watching that live was grueling. And in the second half, he was put on that left side, wide left side. Not a single Chelsea player was passing to him. All our attacks was going through the right side. We need better. We need much better on that left side. Much, much better. Mykhailo Mudryk, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see a future for him at Chelsea Football Club, at least for next season. Either we sell him or we loan him out, get him to play regularly and get him to understand football. I'm sorry, I think this might be a situation where we might have got it tremendously wrong, and at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to think this was very much a political move. Very much a political move. Now, next up. This is a player that I think very controversial player, and a player that it's tough to talk about him because his desire, his passion for the football club is unmatched. But I really liked what he had to say over here. Check this out. Conor Gallagher, I try my best and always work my hardest. I have so much to improve on in every aspect of my game and as a character as well, to be better team player and a better leader. There is still a long way to go, but I always try to improve. I love this about Conor Gallagher. I love the fact that he's publicly coming out and he's self-evaluating. There are so many players out there that don't know exactly where their level is. I love the fact that Conor Gallagher has actually mentioned he's got a lot to improve on, and he wants to improve on that. And that is a huge factor for me. The acknowledgement that there is so much still to improve, that self-assessment, very, very important for me. Very important for me. And do you know what? Look, I'm at a stage with Conor Gallagher where I've got no issues if he wants to stick around at Chelsea Football Club next season, but once again, as a rotational piece. Someone who can start every now and then because his skill set's very important, but predominantly he can come off the bench as well. Banger of a goal. Banger of a goal against, who did we play yesterday? Aston Villa. Banger of a goal against Aston Villa. Equalizing goal. Along with Madueke, he was huge. And of course, Caicedo was fantastic too. So, ladies and gentlemen, you let me know your thoughts about Conor Gallagher in the comment section. Me, I think I've come to a conclusion that I don't mind him staying at Chelsea Football Club, but as a rotational piece. At the same time, I do get it. He's probably one of the players who's going to leave because of the pure profit. We need to balance our books. Mauricio Pochettino is ready to open talks over which players Chelsea should retain next season, with players and staff fighting for futures in the final part of the Premier League campaign. Now, look, as I said yesterday post-match in my review, it's clear to see these players, they do fight for him. I know, where was the fight against Arsenal? I get it. Against quality team, showing fight is not going to be enough. You need tactical ability as well. And that's where the manager comes into play. Look, for me, the manager needs to go. The manager is not good enough overall in a totalitarian. But I don't think you can disregard the fact that these players want him to stay. It's a decision we have to make in the summer. What are we going to do? Who's out there? Ruben Amorim's the only one. But now I'm starting to think, Ruben Amorim, what happened? You went to West Ham. You didn't like it. Liverpool didn't want to get you. What's going on? Why is it so difficult for Ruben Amorim to land a job? He's probably the only one that's left. We're going to come to Roberto De Zerbi very, very soon. Me personally, I still rate Roberto De Zerbi. I know he's getting walloped, and we'll talk about that. But I kind of get the feeling I think Mauricio Pochettino might still be the manager next season. And if he is the next season, in order for him to do well, we need to give him his players. We need to give him players that can run around, that can press non-stop for 90 minutes. Because at the moment, it looks like our players can only press for about max 45 minutes. So that's all we seem to perform. We seem to only perform one half of the game. Very rarely do we put on an entire 90-minute package. But yes, if he stays, he should be consulted. Pochettino should be consulted as to who stays, who goes. I think he needs to be harsh with the players that just don't have any chance on doing well with Mauricio Pochettino. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know which players would you keep, which players should go, which players suit Mauricio Pochettino. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, ladies and gentlemen, look at the tweet. The tweet is doing the rounds. 11.7 million views. This guy, some Chelsea fans are getting upset. Like, why is he tweeting like this? Why is he showing such arrogance? My thing is, don't get upset with Havertz. There was a time where players used to come from Arsenal to Chelsea to win trophies. Now players leave Chelsea Football Club to other teams in pursuit of success. Now, I know Arsenal haven't got any success as yet in terms of trophies, but the gap between us and Arsenal is gargantuan. Is gargantuan. And look, Kai Havertz is doing his thing at Arsenal Football Club. Couple of goals against us, winning header against Spurs today. The question that we need to ask, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to be upset with him. He's gone. We've made our money. He wasn't doing good for us. The question we need to ask is, why aren't players doing good for us? Why do they seem like when they leave, go to clubs with a better structure, they end up doing well? That's the question we need to ask. What's going on at Chelsea Football Club over the past couple of seasons? We need to get back to a situation where we can get the best out of our players. Have a system, have an organization, have a platform for the players to. So yeah, look, as much as this hurts, but we're going to have to hold that. He has dunked on the London rivals. This week, he has absolutely dunked on them. And look, I still hope Arsenal don't win the Premier League, but it's looking tight. It's looking tight. It's all on Manchester City now. They go on winning. They won against Nottingham Forest earlier today, which is fantastic. And I hope Manchester City just continue doing that. As long as Manchester City continue winning, they're going to win the league by 2 points. That's massive for Arsenal. They're getting closer and closer. So, I just hope they don't win. Now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Brightonian. Roberto De Zerbi getting smashed again, this time by Bournemouth. Look, I'm not going to lie. All of this walloping that's been taking place in recent times, it does not look good on Roberto De Zerbi. But I think there's a bigger issue happening at Brighton. I think the players are probably just given up after the Europa League exit. Recently, the exit that they had against Roma. All the stuff that Roberto De Zerbi has been saying in the press conference, in the likes, his future may be up in the air. He's been very vocal about Brighton not showing that much ambition in the transfer market to bring in a little bit more quality for De Zerbi to compete. And maybe all of that has taken the toll. And this is why we are starting to see some poor performances from Brighton. Of course, they've been walloped previously, but at least they were picking up the wins. But this season, it's not been good enough. I still maintain that Roberto De Zerbi, for me, I still think is a quality manager. I don't think we can look at the current situation and just paint a picture on Roberto De Zerbi. Overall, there's so many ex-players out there that talk so highly about De Zerbi. I still maintain I've got no issues if he comes to Chelsea Football Club as the next manager. I think he can do well. With the budget that we have, I think he can do it. With the quality that we have, I know a lot of people say, what quality? Brighton probably have better quality. Now, we have certain qualities. We can do something. And Brighton, they've had some mad injuries as well. They've lost some big players in the likes of Caicedo, McAllister, many more. And this season, they've had some big injuries too to some of their key players, Mitoma, Solimarsh, many more. So it's not easy. But this is what Brightonians said. Can't defend, can't keep clean sheets, can't score a single goal of the month, being the comedy own goal at Burnley. Any other club, Roberto De Zerbi would be under real pressure. He's lucky to have an owner like Tony Bloom, and frankly, is lucky to be the manager of this club. He really should repay our faith. Brighton fans turning on Roberto De Zerbi. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Roberto De Zerbi in the comment section. And that pretty much brings us till the end of this particular Chelsea latest news. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.